Well, a colleague used to take Anne about, but he retired from taxiing, so I took over all the business with Anne. So I took her everywhere, really.
So you were Anne Widdecombe's driver?
Yeah.
And how long had you done that role?
About 10 years. Oh, she was a great lady, very kind. She was absolutely a privilege to take in the car. And she was funny at times. I like her because if you asked her a question, you'd get a direct answer. There was no mucking about. No, she was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Well, when I saw it yesterday, I thought she had had a heart attack or a stroke or something. Of course, then later it turned out it was a suspected murder. Just shocked, absolutely shocked. And I spoke to Harriet, her PA, up in Kent, and Harriet didn't know at that time what had happened, so it was, very sad, very sad. Probably about 3 weeks ago. But she had another driver that would take her locally to the train station, but I'd done all the long distance stuff, and she was always doing talks for somebody. She was a wonderful woman, absolutely. And it's so sad, isn't it? Takes some replacing that sort of, she was great at her job, you got what you saw on the tin. If you didn't like the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question. So I will certainly miss her. Well, she was in the theatre talking, I think we were up in Whitby. She'd done her talk, first half of just talking about herself, and then it was a question and answer time afterwards, and they would ask her a question, and one gentleman put his hand up. She said, Anne, did you ever like anybody in the opposition party, i.e. the Labour? She said, yes, I did actually. And he said, can I be rude and ask you what it was? She said, yes, it was David Blunkett's Doug. So she was very comical, down to earth. Just a great woman.
When was the last time you worked for her, when you driven her last?
I think I took her to Yeovil for I think it was a WI meeting or something. But she always looked after me, made sure I had something to eat, coffee, she was really, really thoughtful.
She'd never expressed any concern, had she, about her safety? I mean, obviously politicians'
No,
safety.
No, not really. She seemed quite happy living up here by herself. You never expect it, do you? Oh, I didn't, certainly, Very sad. I can't believe it, somebody, I knew they arrested one guy, but they let him go now. But no, it's just a shock. Oh, she loved it. She liked being by herself, loved walking up on the moors. And she, as you know, she got a swimming pool at the back. So if she come back late or late-ish, she'd always have a brandy and go for a swim. Very, very good, And
she felt safe here?
I presume, she never mentioned any fear or anything like that.
Did she have CCTV cameras?
I believe so. I can't say. When you went into the drive, all the lights used to come on, so I presume she had cameras, I would have thought. I can't say for certain. And she had the gardener, of course. I think he was the gentleman that found her, I think. And then she had like a lady that come down her cleaning. And now she was just a superwoman, Be sadly missed. Just remember, I thought she was a great politician. She was very strong in her views. I don't think you'd be able to replace that sort of person. Not really. Could be a little bit outspoken at times, but that was Anne,